This class is a culmination of their composition crafting courses class, their final choreography class, and they were asked to create a solo and work on the idea of a motif with rondo and use all their choreographic devices and tools that they've learned from their previous courses with some special criteria that they had to put in the course or within the solo itself, including using props. They had to use a specific composer from a specific time period. They had to incorporate a certain gesture within there, and that they had to have a rondo phrase where they began with an A and had to end with an A in a different location. So that would help them kind of guide the direction that they were trying to go within, just utilizing all the choreographic tools they've used thus far within their crafting courses. When we're looking at their final product of their solo work, we're looking at how the inventiveness of their movement vocabulary, how they design their movement in space, how they create texture to their movement, how they use dynamics within their movement, how they incorporate technical components, not just all gestural, but the technical components that they're asking for. How do they interpret the music? How do they utilize the prop they're working with? Or the fact that they're maybe just having to work on the ground the whole entire time? How can they make that interesting and not too repetitive, yet be able to have their intention speak loudly? To perform their solo work, they had roughly a couple of weeks to figure out what they wanted to work on with the music, selecting the music, what composer they wanted to use. They would have at least a week or so to bring in their final product of their solo. When we're asking for feedback with their works, we ask them certain questions of what were some of their specific intentions behind what they were doing, or revisiting certain components that maybe they didn't think about or didn't even know that they were truly communicating. And the whole class was actually participating in this feedback process and giving certain ideas or just compliments of what they saw that was very effective, and their choice of movement, their choice of space, their choice of the use of the prop in a unique, different way, as opposed to being something just functional, using props in a non-functional way to communicate what they were trying to say. Basically, the whole solo in itself was more of an abstract work. It wasn't so much a narrative in any way. They may have come across as a narrative, but it didn't have to be a narrative. They could make that artistic choice. This work enabled them to continue to build throughout the semester. So this particular solo was created at the beginning of the semester, and they were able to take that movement and continue to add on to it, revisit it, utilize it in their final component of their coursework, which is a group work where they had to create a piece that was from 5 to 7 minutes using 4 to 6 dancers for their final project. So they could take what they had done in this particular work and continue to build and revisit again and see how they could make it develop into something more with more dancers.